So I have a, subscriber. I believe he's or she's a subscriber. Not sure anyway, but this person watches a lot of my videos. So I'm going to do a little research on this, and I just pulled it up on the Wisconsin Department of Health Services website. So it says new cases identified investigation of lung disease among teens and young adults who reported vaping. For immediate release, August 2nd, 2019. DHS urges Wisconsinites, I guess, I don't know, to avoid vaping and e-cigarettes. I'll try to make this a little bit bigger for you. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services has received 11 cases of teenagers and young adults hospitalized with severe lung disease that has been linked to recent vaping. 7 other cases are under further investigation. Counties with confirmed cases include Door, New Seal of them. The Department of Health Services Secretary designee Andrea Palm stated, "We're currently interviewing patients, all of whom reported recent vaping. Our disease investigators continue to gather information about the names and types of vape products that were used in hopes of determining a common link. We strongly urge people to avoid vaping products and e-cigarettes. Anyone, especially young people who have recently vaped, experiencing unexplained breathing problems should see a doctor." DHS Secretary Designee Andrea Palm, and you see it all there, and they're hosting something. These patients experience a shortness of breath, fatigue, chest pain, cough, and weight loss. The severity of the disease varied among patients, with some needing assistance to breathe. While patients have improved with treatment, it is not known if there will be long-term health effects. People should contact their doctor or local or tribal public health offices with any concerns about these symptoms. This is an ongoing investigation, and DHS is working with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, local health care providers, and is coordinating with other states to make them aware of the situation so they are prepared if they have reports of similar cases. People can learn more about e-cigarettes and vaping products, including what they look like and how to talk to kids about them at tobaccoischanging.com. And then they have the, wisconsin.gov outbreaks. So this is rather interesting. I bet you, they don't really talk so much about specific devices, but I bet you most of this, if not all of it, has to do with Juul. They're vaping probably a pod a day, maybe even more. Even if I vape, I don't do Juul. I don't do pod systems. I don't do nicotine salts. I have nicotine salt e-liquid by Beard Vape Company number 00. It's like a tobacco blend. But I don't vape it. It is just way too much for me. I don't even know how people do it anyway. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But let's say a teenager, age of 15, 16, or even 12 or whatever, is doing this and vaping that into their lungs. And let's say even though it's a 1.7 mil, 50 milligram nicotine salt from Juul, and they vape that at least one pod a day into your lungs, it's got to do some damage somewhere along the line. And, I just put up a thing called the HPHCs in regards to the new list with 19 new added chemicals in regards to e-liquids. And I've read somewhere, and I'm sort of doing research on this a little bit to make sure I could, I want to make sure I verify it because it came off of a news site. This is off of a governmental site, so this is verified. I have no problem with this. But what I read off of a news site, but I want to try to verify it through other sources. that there's a component or a chemical, not so much a component, but a chemical or constituent, I should say, not component, but constituent within the nicotine salt blend from Juul that hurts a person. Yes, that can eventually do damage to a person. It could be an adult or even, a teenager or younger than that. There's a certain chemical in their blend that will wind up having any of their products that Juul submits to the FDA in regards to their PMTAs be automatically rejected. So I just want to make sure I get the information correct before I do the video of that. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is I'm sure most, if not all, of these products that they're talking about here, the Wisconsin government, is due to Juul. I mean, I can't imagine one pod a day, at least, of 50 milligrams of nicotine salt on a fragile lung, like when you're 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 years old. I mean, I can't imagine. It's got to, over a period of time, it's going to affect AFFECT. It's going to affect that individual. It's going to has to. Anyone that says otherwise, and there's NVO Network just put up I'm not going to go into it because they're going to wind up on you wind up on this channel war. 2019 was a really bad show. And one time Vaping Man did not care for Juul and denounced high nicotine salts of 50 milligrams. And yet, in this particular show they just did, I mean, they're like protecting Juul. They're like defending Juul. It's very scary stuff. But anyway, a lot of this, I bet you all of this, when it comes out, like with this Wisconsin government here, I bet it was Juul products or something similar to it. The regular, 3 milligrams of e-liquid, that every vapor usually uses for the most part anyway. I'm sure it's doing things to our systems, our lungs, our blood cells, whatever, our brains. But it lays dormant in us for years, and then eventually it will wreak havoc with each and every one of us in its own way, dependent upon the individual case. Whereas these nicotine salts are 50 milligrams a pop. It lies dormant maybe in your system a few months, and then all of a sudden you start having all these problems. I mean, like I said, I don't even try, but I tried, let's say, in the past to vape. Like I have the Lost Vape Orion Q, not the DNA one. And I tried to vape nicotine salt at 50 milligrams, and I just cannot do it. I hack. I can't even get it into my lungs. I am hacking. And to vape on that and then eventually get past that hack and be able to put it into your lungs, I am 100% sure that nicotine salt at 50 milligrams is doing damage to that person in one form or another. I'm no medical doctor, so I don't know specifics, but I am 100% sure that this nicotine salt from Juul, or any company for that matter, at 50 milligrams especially, even 35 milligrams, is going to do serious damage to your system eventually. And it's always in a case-by-case basis, but it has to. And like I said, I'm working on this research on this one chemical that is involved in Juul products that is unacceptable to the FDA on a scientific basis. So, and they can't change their formula. That is, Juul can't change their formula. So it's going to be automatically rejected by the FDA. Rather interesting stuff. But that'll be an upcoming video. Like I said, It's just it came off of news articles online, but I want to verify it through the government. So before I make a video of that, because all it takes is one chemical to bring down your entire, e-liquid manufacturer company. Anyway, yeah, this is interesting. Here's 11 cases of teenagers and young adults, like someone like maybe 18, 19 years old, maybe 20, 21, that have had severe lung disease linked to vaping. It says nothing in there about THC, has nothing in there about this recent thing with the THC with that one particular person. So I just wanted to put this out there, and you guys draw your own conclusions, and leave it at that. Guys, have a good one. And I do appreciate that person sharing for me to look into this. And, if any of you guys have anything you want me to do research on, I'll be more than pleased to do so. Some issues are a little bit more difficult than others to pull up, but I'll eventually look into it and do a video of it. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.